Yo, what is up, everyone? How y'all doing? Welcome in. Happy Thursday. All right, y'all. What is up? How's the music volume? How's everything look? Make sure there's no tech issues before we get started here. Music volume good? Turn it down. Let me know in the chat. Sounds good. Sweet. All right. All right. Cool. So, well, that all-time high hype was a little short-lived, huh? Okay, so we came up to this spider line, right? This was obviously the 15-minute market structure low that we were talking about last night, right? What were we talking about on the live last night, right? We were talking about as long as we don't come above here, this can still be an SFP, right? And how would we know that? We would know that when market structure breaks on the 15-minute at 122.312. We all set that alert. Everybody set that alert, right? I know some of y'all were awake and caught the short. I was asleep, but where did we dump to, right? So we hit this spider line, we dumped, we came right back to the previous spider line. Now, let's take a look. Okay, so the close of this 4-hour candle is very important. Yeah, yep. So if this 4-hour candle closes and breaks 4-hour market structure here, likely we're going to have to come lower. Probably, if I had to guess, at least to like 116, at least to like this decision block here. We could get a reaction out of like this order block, but likely. So likely, what we want to see, right, is we're likely going to get a correction like this, right? If we lose 4-hour market structure. And when do we get long again, right? Remember, this is all internal market structure, right? So, I mean, yeah, if you're in a swing long, you probably want to close away for another opportunity, right? But this is still your strong low on your 4-hour. So external market structure on your 4-hour is still going to be bullish, right? And that external market structure is going to be bullish as long as we hold, was it 110.5, right? But we would be flipping our internal market structure bearish, right? Which just means we have another opportunity whenever that 4-hour structure flips back bullish again to match your external structure. Very important to understand this is just going to be internal structure though. So likely it's just going to be another correction here. Sorry. Your 4-hour external lows here. Never mind. Forget what I just said. We made a new all-time high, all right? So your external 4-hour low is going to be here. It's going to be at 110.733, 111.733. All right. Okay. So that means we can draw new fibs, right? So let's draw some new fibs. So we have our golden pocket 116.6, right? This is a nice area. This kind of coincides with our little decision block here, right? If we throw on our 786, I bet you, let's see. Yeah, our 786 aligns with this decision block here. Are we bouncing from our 0.5 right now? Let's see. We lost our 0.5. Okay. Yeah, so really this 4-hour close is going to be really important. If we break structure here on the 4-hour, we're likely coming down to these key zones, right? As long as we hold 112, your 4-hour remains bullish, which means we are looking for longs, right? And if you're taking like a swing, if you're just trading one of the fibs, right, your stop loss goes below your strong low. Now, if we break 4-hour market structure, then we're getting like a deeper retracement. Then we're looking for like a 618 retrace to short it down, right? Maybe we're getting a little bit of a bearish move. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves, right? We're still looking bullish. Everything's still looking bullish. We got an SFP here, right? We got a news-based dump. Maybe we just got to cool off for a minute. All right. I haven't really been looking at the charts today, so let's dive into this together. So we SFP'd this low a couple times on the 15-minute. This looks interesting. Man, new computer's so much faster. Hell yeah. Okay. If they reclaim, okay, so if this next 4-hour candle reclaims the low and SFPs again, I would get long and I would put your stop loss at 117. Yeah, if this 4-hour, let's see, what is a 6-hour candle? Ooh, that's a 6-hour low too. Yeah, both of them close at the same time. Oh wait. Oh, so your 6-hour did break bearish. Interesting. Yeah, but your 8-hour and 4-hour could be saved here. Yeah, I would say if your 4-hour closes above 117,980. If it gets saved again by the bulls, I would be considering a long. Let's look at our lower time frames here. In the reversals are on the 1 hour. And it's fat purple trend cloud. And yeah, I mean, we're still pricing in rate cuts, right? Yeah, I like how this looks on the 5 minute, right? So I'll explain why I like this. So when we originally came down here, we didn't have any structure to break to get you bullish, right? But now that let's see, did we swipe the low here? Yeah, so we swiped the low here, creating structure, which made this the high, right? Then we swipe, oh yeah, I like this. Yeah, so this was your break of structure. Yeah, no, the high was there. Okay, so let me walk you guys through this. So this, I really like this actually. This could turn into, right? Now you guys know how to play these, right? You guys know. Right? But this could turn into a Wyckoff model, right? Let's look at structure here. Let's get rid of indicators here. Okay. So on your 5 minute, you come down. In all of this area here, there's no structure, there's no actionable structure, right? Why? Why is there no actionable structure? Because your high is here, right? So you never came up to break that high, right? So there was no break of structure. It was never actionable, right? So from this low, you set your external high here. This is your external high. Right? Well, your high was here, right? When you break this low here, this becomes your high because none of these lows were a lower low, right? This is your lower low. So you break the low, this becomes your high. You set another high, you then break this low, right? So then this becomes your high. You then break that high, you get your break of structure, and you come down, right? So I would expect this to do one of two things. Obviously, we want the 4 hour to be saved, right? But we also know it could be a range deviation on the 4 hour, right? But we expect it to either bounce off of the order block or we expect it to create one more low, right? Yeah, I like how this is shaping up structure-wise. It's giving you structure. Did it give you structure on any higher time frames? Let's see. Yeah, it did. So notice how there's two green candles here, right? Creates a high. Oh, it doesn't pull the low though. Let's see, 12 minute. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so you set on your 12 minute, you sweep the low, right? You set a high. You sweep the low again, you break the high. So now you have 12 minute bullish structure too, right? Let's look at, because even if the 4 hour internal is bearish, the external is bullish, but 116.3. Yeah, it's a little more ways down. Let's look at our VWAPs here. Let's set a VWAP on the low. Oh, you break 30-minute structure too? You break your 30-minute bullish as well. Yeah, I'm not too bearish looking at this. Is like nice bottoming structure here, right? So you You create a range, you pull the low of the range, you pull the low of the range again, you break structure, you retest, you're going up now. So I'll tell you this, if we can break, I mean, I like it right now, but safe, if you guys want to be a little bit safer, right? If you break 118,500, right? That trade looks nice, right? What's your risk to reward down here? Sheesh. Yeah, it's a little knife catchy, but yeah, I would say, yeah, let's go back to structure, right? So if the 4-hour SFPs on this 4-hour candle, it's nice. For some of you, a little less risk averse, you know. This looks pretty good. This looks pretty good for bottoming structure. And maybe it just comes up and makes a lower high, right? But either way, looks all right. And this could obviously go down to what we were looking at, right, to 116. But just looking at, like, my first thoughts looking at this is I like this for bottoming structure. Cool beans. All right. All right. So, all that being said, Cipher matrix on the 4-hour, right? You come up here, you lose the trend ribbon, right? Or you lose the reversal zone. You get the 4-hour sell signal right before that news dump. That's pretty cool. Okay. Yeah, so if you're taking this long, your first target is going to be like the 50 EMA on the 1-hour. So like probably like 120, 157. And your golden pocket's kind of in that area too. So around 120K, I would take some profit if you're taking the long from here. Yeah, if it's going to hold, guys, I mean, look at the regression trend, right? I mean, if you're going to hold, it's going to be here. And you're developing bottoming structure at a key level, at a spider line, at your 4-hour market structure. It's a very cheap trade, right? Very cheap trade. Okay. What do you guys want to look at? You guys want to look at ETH? Got some. You guys can throw your coins in the chat. Man, daily candle. Let's hold on. Sorry about the flashbang, guys. So we were looking at this in the Discord earlier today on ETH. So ETH broke structure, retested previous highs. Came up again. Rejected off of supply. Say. Came down. Yeah, so we were talking about in the Discord earlier today that I was telling people this could be an accumulation model and to be prepared for the sweep. So on ETH, you'd want to see the jump across the creek, right? If this is going to be a bottom, right? This is where we would generally expect the lows to come in, right? It's cool that we went over Wyckoff models so much yesterday, and then we're seeing some accumulation models showing up in the charts. Take a screenshot of this on ETH. If you see this, right, then you can get long on ETH. Cool. All right, let's do some more analysis on ETH. we'll come back to this because I'm interested to see how this plays out. We'll come back to this at the end of the stream. All right, what do y'all want to look at? Yeah, always buy the fear. Yeah. Sol and XRP? Yeah. Let's look at Sol. Man, Sol, I gave you guys these levels, right? Sol loves support and resistance, right? I know, Andrew, you caught a nice long off 158. It gave you another chance to get a long off 158. Gave you a chance today to get a long off 186. I told you guys what did I tell you guys on the stream last night? I said, if Sol can get above 203, right, then we're going to go to 209. It's exactly what happened, right? Get rejected at 209, fall down to 203, can't hold 203, boom, straight to 186. Right? These levels are money printers, right? Like if we go back to when Sol was hot and just look at this stuff, right? Just level to level. Loves these levels. Right. Yeah. So put these levels on your chart. I'll leave them up here so you guys can screenshot it. And catch amazing trades off Sol that way. Alright. Let's take a look at how Sol is looking right now. So it's wicking into your 1 hour reversal zone here. Not bad. Let's take off let's look at our 4 hour. Alright, so what do we know, right? No 4 hour structure in here. Right? 4 hour lows here. Golden pocket bounce. Previous highs, demand. So what do we say about stacking confluences? Right? So what confluences do you have here? You have a golden pocket. You have a support resistance line. You have demand of the previous range. Right? You have 4 hour structures bullish. Since here. Right? You guys remember when we were down here? Telling you guys to get long on Sol? Right? We gave y'all 2 trades. That's how important structure is, right? Gave y'all that trade. And then we gave y'all the retrace, right? So just make sure that you're following structure. We're still bullish on the 4 hour. This certainly a dump, right? But if we can get some structure on some lower time frames, we can get long. Man, all of these charts look like an accumulation model here. Right? This is what it will look like, right? This is why you use structure. If this, then that, right? If we're able to break across the creek and hold it, we're likely going to go higher, right? If we lose the range, back test it as resistance, we're likely going lower. But structure will tell you, right? If you see Sol start closing candles below 183.61, we're likely going at least to the 786. Probably this demand down here, probably like 176, which if we look at, or like 178, somewhere in this range. If we look at where, yeah, like somewhere around the, I mean, there is this decision block here. But generally, we're probably coming to like 177, this little decision block here, because it's not mitigated. But if Sol can hold 183.61 and get above the creek, start flagging out at the top of the range, likely going right back to the highs. Cool. Nice little buy signal on the 5 minute. I would, if you're trading with Cipher Matrix, I would wait for your trend ribbon to flip blue. Then you're probably good to get long. All right. You can also wait for the 50 EMA to cross above the 200 and get in that way on the retest if you don't have Cipher Matrix, right? Because right now it looks like pretty strong down, so it's got a little bit of work to do. So it's not like it'll just, like I said, it'll flag out, right, and give a chance for these to be like that. You know, mitigate continuation. Cool. If you're short on Sol, your stop should be. Let's see, do we sweep this low? No. Yeah, for now your stop is still like above like 198. If we lose this low and you're short on Sol, you can move your stop to here. No. Yeah, no, your stop would still have to be up here. Yeah, I wouldn't short Sol now, but if you're short from up here, or if we get like a bearish retest the EMAs, but. All right, let's see, what was the next one? XRP? Yeah, we can look at XRP. Bearish targets for Sol? Yeah, I mean, I think my biggest bearish target would be 176. I think 176 would be a great long because it would generally probably be underneath the 200 EMA by the time you get there, and it's the last like unmitigated demands here, right? And you could have your stop below like 173, so like it's very low risk, so it's high reward. You come down here. Alright, it's like a 7 risk to reward trade. So if Bitcoin wants to go lower, that's my target, but I'm not really bearish at the golden pocket, you know, like if we can, especially considering it already had the break of structure. This just looks like a Wyckoff model 2, right? But like I said, wait for it to develop. Oh yeah, Kevin, anytime, bro. Okay. XRP? Yeah, let's look at XRP. Yeah, I mean, if you're buying 10 there, I mean, and your stop loss is at 173, you're risking 30 bucks. So, not a bad idea. Underneath the 4-hour 200. Okay, so 4-hour market structure low. When did you break it? You broke it here, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so 4-hour lows here. So if we look, we're in our golden pocket 886 or 786 zone here. We bounced off of this previous demand here. Let's look at our short-term structure. I don't like that spider line rejection. You also don't have any structure in here, right? Because we haven't swept the low yet. Your high's still up here. Yeah, XRP is not as actionable for me until we sweep this low. So if we sweep this low and we get some structure to develop, right? Like if we sweep this low, set another high, sweep that low and come up, I think that puts it in a closer situation to the rest of the market, right? Right now there's just not enough actionable structure for me to go long on XRP. There is a nice order block that we bounced from, and we did grab the liquidity in that low. Did we hit this one? Oh, we did. We did hit this nice 2-hour order block. Yeah, that just for me as a trader, there's not enough actionable structure. There's more that needs to be done on XRP. I would give it time to develop. I'd look at some other coins. If for some reason you're really bullish on XRP, this would be like the trade, and then going for liquidity in the highs. But just make sure that you have your stop loss below your strong low here at like 290. But the safer play is to wait for some structure to develop. Sui. Yeah, let's look at Sui. Hey, we might get this play after all. But for now, let's move this over. Ooh, this would be a golden cross. Oh, we already had a golden cross retest, yeah. Yeah, I mean, these altcoins are at really... Okay, Sui's at a really nice level. And we probably have some actionable structure on here. Yeah. Why is this level good? Because your 4-hour strong low is here, right? So if you're looking at risk to reward, it's like a 5 risk to reward back to the highs, right? All right, let's zoom in. Or let's leave that on there. Let's zoom in. We just SFP'd the low on the 1 hour. I like this trade on Sui. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it can go lower. Risk to reward is good though. If you wait for some structure, what you could wait for is like come up, set a high, pull this low again, sweep, then break that structure, and then take the trade like this. Yeah. What was this? This was a... Yeah, they're both 5-to-1s, right? So if you want to take the safer play, you can wait for some structure to develop. You can wait for it to sweep the low again, right? You might miss it if you wait, right? But it at least gives you like more confidence that it's going to complete the model. Ooh, yeah. "30-minute bullish divergence, SFP of the low." Yeah, I like Sui. I like Sui. Ave and ENA. Yeah, we can look at Ave. Wait, hold on. Let me pull up my Sui spider lines here. Yeah, okay, they don't really help right now. Yeah, what I still think what I saw on Sui. Let's look at Ave. Yeah, so the good thing about having a plan in advance is like So on these past few streams, right, we're setting, yeah, like we set these alerts, right? Like Doge decision demand, ENA pullback demand 1, virtual is hitting decision demand. And if we just check those charts, right, like, ooh, yeah, well, this one went to the lows. Let's see. Yeah, so like, this was our ENA setup. This never broke structure. We never got this. This was the FOMO trade. Right, we broke the lows. But like, you're coming to these key levels, right? And you're prepared. So we hit our demand on ENA, golden pocket. We got a little bit of a bounce out of there. Yeah, like a nice like 7% bounce, right? And now it's right back at the level, right? So you could have another opportunity. It's always good to have a plan, right? If structure breaks, we're likely coming here. If structure breaks bullishly, then I'll take the trade up, right? No, you didn't miss. Or I guess you are a little late, Django, but yeah, I got distracted. Sorry. Let's look at Aave. Okay. So Aave came back to demands. Just got to reclaim here. Let's see. Okay, so we're getting actionable structure on Aave here. So let's zoom in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is actionable structure for sure. Okay. All right, so what do we know about Aave, right? So we broke the low. We broke the low again. We broke structure bullishly. Notice how these coins that set a second low and broke structure, like ETH, they got a nice pump afterwards, right? Because of the structure break, right? This is why you trade structure, right? Structure breaks, right? Range, initiate, mitigate, go, continuation. But we were expecting the third hit. Ah, there it is. Is Bitcoin back above that 4-hour low? Let's see. I'll come right back to that, sorry. Yeah. Okay. Dang, where were we? Ah, here we were. Okay. Alright, so the same thing with Aave, guys. Like, this is... Everyone's scared right now, right? But what do you see on the charts, right? And it's easily invalidated, right? Like, I mean, if Aave closes below 301.45, we're probably going lower, right? Same thing with Bitcoin, right? We drew a range deviation. If it closes below there, we're probably going lower. But you trade what you see, right? That's what saves you from needing to know where the market's going to go, right? A lot of these altcoins are holding their 4-hour lows, right? So your strong low on your 4 hours still down here. You're in your 786 golden pocket zone, generally where you would expect to bounce. You bounced right off previous demand. So let's make an actionable strategy here. Yeah, I'd like to see it jump over the creek. Because the high is way up here, right? Because you remember you set a low, set a high, set a low, set a high, and you haven't, and you just broke that high, right? So your market structure high is way up here. So I'd like to see it jump over the creek and hold the creek. I get long here with a stop loss here. So it looks something like this. Right? And it's important that it breaks the internal structure here. So if you can get above the internal high here, back test the creek here, right? Then you can get long, taking profit along the way, of course. But remember, targeting your 4-hour week highs here at 340. This is what I like on AVE. If we see it. Doge looks the same. Yeah, we can look at Doge. AVE, ENA. All right. Oh, I don't know. Did we actually look at ENA? Let's see. Let me see if there's some deeper targets for you on here, just while I'm looking. Yeah, if you lose 301, your last line of defense for AVE is going to be down here at 295. Very cheap trade. 4-hour low is at 290. You can look there, but I would like to see it bounce here. I'd like to see everything bounce here. Like we're kind of, because, I mean, man, it doesn't get prettier than some of these accumulation models, man. They're not finished yet, right? Let them develop, but yeah. If you guys have been around long enough, you guys understand what we're looking at here. You guys know. Okay. Let's see. Oh yeah, ENA. Let's go to ENA. Okay, so ENA came back to our buy level. So, man, yeah. ENA actually recovered better from the dump than other things, right? But yeah, again, you get, and where do you test, right? Back to the order block. That's an internal break of structure. Let's see. I still think this CNA trade. I still like the CNA trade. Is that 15-minute? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're 15 minutes bullish, you're 4 hours bullish. That's what starts a reversal, right? When the 15-minute matches the 4 hour. So I like ENA here. Yeah. I think you still hop on this trade. Yeah. That's what I see on ENA. We already mitigated this low too. So your first spot, you're taking profit. That's already been mitigated. Your first spot, you're taking profit is like, I would take a little bit off the previous highs, right? 75 cents. But I think the spot where you really bump your head is like 77 cents. Like you're in the deviation of your regression trend, right? We're still pricing in rate cuts, guys. So keep that in mind. Let's actually see. Let's see. I haven't checked this today. Hold on one second. Yeah, here we go. Check it out, guys. There's still a 92% chance of rate cuts in September, even with this new data, right? So this data gave a great opportunity to sweep the liquidity. What are we seeing? We're seeing accumulation models start to form at the lows, at key support, at areas we were planning, right? Now, I can't hold your hand. I can't tell you it's 100% going to go up, but I can tell you that if you're trading market structure, it looks damn good to go up. I'll tell you that. It does. As long as Bitcoin holds that 4 hour, which it's attempting to do right now, it looks good to me. These are, you know, in an uptrend, this is the retrace, right, to the regression band, or to the reversal band, right? Let's go back and kind of show that, right? I mean, hell, it looks... This looks the same as this, does it not? Cool. That's what I see on ENA. I hope that helps, Julia. Okay. Alright, what was next? Yeah, Julia, you got me. You got me in ENA at 26 cents. I took my initials out on the double. I'm just riding it. Thank you for that. That was a good call. What was next? We already looked at Siri. Can we... CRV? Yeah, we can look at CRV. Oof. Order block. IOTA, did you ask for that? My bad. If I missed it, I'll check it. Man, I mean, your strong low is right here. Actually, on your 4 hour, your strong low is down here. Shout out to Cipher Matrix, nailing the low. Shameless self-promotion there. Hey. Y'all been killing it with it. Promote a little bit. Okay. This looks a little uglier. Where did we have this buy level from? I already tested that. I mean, it's a cheap trade on your 4 hour with your... Oh, it's not a 4 hour strong though. Let's go to our 2 hour. Really? You don't have any 2 hour structure in here? Yeah, I would be very, very careful with this. I mean, it's in a bounce zone if you absolutely have to trade it. I mean, it is hitting the reversal zone and bouncing up. I just think there's better setups right now. Yeah. I just think there's probably better coins to trade Bull Runner, but yeah, I mean, it's a cheap trade with your stop below here, but they're probably going to run that. They're probably going to run that if I had to guess. Actually, I would be more interested after running the low. Like, if SFPing this low, I would be interested in that trade. Yeah, Bull Runner. I would, I mean, you can take, like, if you're managing your risk well and it's 1%, right, you can take the long with your stop below here, trying to, like, run back up. But I would be more interested after the sweep of the low. Like, look, you're about to get, like, a death cross in your 1 hour. Just be careful. Alright. XLM? Yeah. I think I might have... No. Why don't we make some spider lines live? The only problem with XLM right now is there's not really actionable structure. Did we ever pull this? Hold on. We didn't. Okay. So technically the 1 hour is still in an uptrend on XLM. Okay. So that makes me feel a little bit better. Let's see. Oh, okay. This is out of daily demand? Okay. Yeah, I think you're coming here. 43.828. I would say if you're going to get long, since there's no actionable structure, I would look for the trend ribbon to turn blue. I'd look for you to break retest here. You get long here. Target would be here. I like this better than CRV, just because it hit daily demands. The RR, that would be TP1. Yeah. I do like this better than CRV. If you're going to trade one of them, I like XLM here. But I think there's some better setups out there. But I do think it's backtesting 43.828. Now, whether it backtests this to make a lower low or make another high, I couldn't really tell you. But I would say the most likely thing that I see is it backtesting 43.828. But wait for the downtrending momentum to break first. Wait for you to break this and then get long here. Cool. IOTA? Yeah, we can go IOTA for you, bro. Ooh. Where's this line from? Alright. Nice little bounce from R618 there. It's been a while since we looked at this. It's fighting to have a bullish cross right now. Ooh, Bitcoin's doing the thing, guys. Bitcoin's doing the thing. Yeah. Yeah, bro, we can look at it one more time, Max. That's fine. Okay. Now, keep in mind, if Bitcoin makes an accumulation model and is about to SOS out of the range, all of these altcoins that are going over are probably going to go up. So the bullish setups that I've been like, wow, this one looks really good. That's the one you guys should favor. You're looking long something. Ooh, I like that. I like that we pulled this low. I like that. So this is like one of those like megaphone patterns, right? You're at the lows of the pattern. You're fighting to hold the deviation zone of your really bullish 1 hour regression trend. 200 SMA on the 1 hour. Yeah, we'll go back to Bitcoin after this. I think this is the last altcoin anyway. Oh yeah, we'll do Fartcoin and Solana. But we're gonna go back to Bitcoin for a minute because Bitcoin's moving. No actionable structure on the 1 hour. Let's go with 15 minute. So pretty simple here. You break 20 cents. You use this as your strong low, and you try to take it back to the highs of the pattern. It's a 4 risk to reward. 4 risk to reward. You close a 1 hour candle below what was that level? 1960. You don't want to be in it. So very cheap trade also if you do this, you know, front running. But the safer trade is here always. Right? Safer trade is after the break structure. But if you close a 1 hour candle below 1960, that's your clue to get out. Hope this helps, Django. But I like this, right? Like it's coiling between the 200 and the 50, trying to get a bullish cross. If you manage to catch a good trade on this, Django, you may be able to hold it for a while. Cool. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at Bitcoin again. How we doing on our little doodle? Hey! Alright. Alright, cool. So, we got our jump across the creek. Now we want it to hold. Alright. Cool beans. Right, that's what I was saying down here. Right? Look, even though like the 4 hour had looked like it was about to be lost, right? You can zoom in. You can see we have nice bottoming structure, right? Told you guys we were going to come back to this. All right, let's look at ETH. How's ETH doing? Oh, we got spider line support just below us on ETH. You could see one more sweep, like 44. Where do we bounce here? Golden pocket down here, like 40. Yeah, 4,400 spider line golden pocket. I'm glad we came back to this. So if this accumulation model doesn't play out, right? If you don't get your jump across the creek, if you come down for one more sweep into 4,400, this golden pocket spider line confluence, it's gonna be a pretty nice area. Let's see. I know we already did ETH, but notice something new. 4,400 is the range deviation too. Yeah, interesting to see. But it doesn't really matter if we hold the lows here, right? All right, cool. Playing out. Okay, yeah, we'll do Farcoin and Sol real quick. Bullish divergence on the 15-minute. Yeah, it's got a lot of work to do structurally. Here's your external break on fart. So for it to be appealing to me, it's got to break 101. Otherwise, you're just in a really strong downtrend. Doesn't look as good as some of the other stuff. Let's zoom out. Yeah, you have spot from lower. Yeah, I wish, so, yeah, take what I said, you can apply it to spot. If you lose the daily 50 EMA, like if you clearly lose it, Django, it might be a clue to take some profit. If you get the golden cross on the daily, you're chilling, bro. You're straight chilling. Hold that shit. Okay. How's the volume look like? Yeah, it's got some work to do. Show me you have strength fart coin. Like, can you break 101.97? I wouldn't long it till you break 101.97. You also have downtrending momentum here. Yeah. Break 101.97, we can talk. Then you can get in on like a golden pocket retest after that to go higher. Right now, this doesn't look good to me. Okay. Let's look at Sol. Yeah, I mean, it's starting to do the thing, right? Starting to do the thing. But got to come across the creek. It's hitting supply right now. Patience, little patience. You know, let it prove itself, right? You don't just want to get it on another lower high, right? You want to see it break the creek. Start holding the creek, and then we can talk. All right, cool. So just a reminder at the end of the stream here, guys. The 4 hour, right? You want it to close above 117.980. You want to see the 4 hour close above 117.980. That would be bullish. Why? Because that would mean the 4 hour and the 8 hour have SFP'd. The 8 hours SFP'd twice. The 4 hours SFP'd 3 times. Oh, I'm liking what I see. All right, cool. So you guys have the level, right? 4 hour close below here. No bueno. 4 hour close above here. It's fine. It's an accumulation model playing out, right? You guys have this. Screenshot this. When you get to this part, it's pretty high confidence, right? Start flagging out on top of the spider line. Anyways, guys, you guys know when to look lower. You guys know when to look higher. Much love as always. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell, join the free Discord at the top of the chat. Doesn't cost you anything, completely free. Always trade safe, 1 to 3% risk. Much love. My name's Wave Cipher. Wave Cipher out. Have a good one.